Oh my god.
Now, I will say that I slightly enjoy the pain sometimes, but for majority of the time, I hate the pain of getting a tattoo. A lot of the time, I wish I could just go to sleep while Brandon is tattooing me and just wake up and see that my tattoo is fully done and complete and I didn't have to do a thing. Well, now that is literally a reality, and that is all thanks to JustINKD Tattoo. He's the first artist to bring this new type of tattoo into the mainstream market. And with this, he has literally taken all the hard parts to getting a tattoo out of the equation. So now, who is JustINKD Tattoo? Well, he is a tattoo artist that works out of LA and is the owner of JustINKD Tattoo, which is a high-end tattoo studio. But he also offers under this shop No Pain by JustINKD, which is where he offers the service of being tattooed while being put under anesthesia. Anesthesia is a treatment that uses drugs called anaesthetics. These drugs keep you from feeling the pain during a medical procedure because it blocks the pain signals going from the nerves to the center of the brain. Now, some people he has already put to sleep while using this type of method to tattoo are Post Malone, Lil Durk, Lil Uzi, and a bunch of other people as well. Now, it does kind of make sense to why we are seeing these type of people get it done and not really seeing your average Joe type of a guy getting it done. And that is because it is very, very expensive. To just be put under, I've heard it can cost anywhere from like 3 to 10 grand. And that is not including having to pay your artist for the work that they are going to do too. Now for JustINKD, he charges about $100,000 a day for these type of services, which is a lot of money, like I've mentioned in previous videos. Now, I'm not going to go into why he charges so much for this video, but I am super excited to let you guys know that I have been in contact with JustINKD himself, where I have went ahead and asked him a couple questions about this whole topic of putting people to sleep and using anesthesia for a tattoo, and he has answered all those questions for us. So technically, I have the scoop that nobody else does from the man himself. So I am going to be making a video on all that very shortly. But now let's get into the pros and cons of using anesthesia for a tattoo appointment, and we'll first start off with the pros. So the first pro that we have is you can get a lot of work done in a short amount of time. Now this is for a couple of reasons. One, you are unconscious, so there's no need for you to waste time taking breaks, lunch, or anything like that. And also the fact that you can now have multiple artists come and work on you at a given time. The most I've seen so far is 8 artists working on Lil Durk. So you can get a lot of work done in a short amount of time, to where it may take 3 to 4 times the amount of time doing it with maybe 1 or 2 artists while you are up and awake during that same appointment. Another pro is knowing that you are not going to fuck up your artist in any way in terms of moving from the pain that you are experiencing. You are literally dead weight. You are not moving, and you are going to be the perfect canvas for your artist. The next pro is if you are somebody that is deeply afraid of needles or the pain associated with getting a tattoo, now you don't have to worry because you will be unconscious the whole time. So that fear of needles and the pain is out the window, and you can wake up now with that tattoo that you've always wanted without having to experience a single thing that you were afraid about. Now, another pro is that you have the ability now to go ahead and kind of flex and brag that you have done something that not a lot of people will be able to do or even know about doing. So it is something that a lot of people will be interested in to hear from you. You know, how awesome is it to say that you got a tattoo done while being put to sleep and under anesthesia? Not a lot of people are able to say that, so you have that ability to go ahead and flex that if you wanted to. So this next pro is one that actually I had one of you guys comment in the previous video that just made so much sense that I had to include in this video, and that is you save time and you save money. Now this only works for certain types of people that where their time is very valuable. Like say in the example of Lil Uzi Vert. He is a singer, rapper. He has shows to perform to. He has to go ahead and do other things. If he is spending all his time getting this tattoo, doing it the regular way, doing 10 plus sessions, you know, he's wasting a lot of time in that aspect. To whereas he goes ahead and does it this route, he does it in 1 to 2 days. He gets exactly what he wants, and now he has all that extra time to go ahead and focus on his career. In that sense, he is saving time, he is making money, and in that sense, that is definitely a pro for certain types of people. And then the final pro that we have is you literally don't feel any pain. Maybe you feel that little pinch from the IV, but that's about it, and that is minuscule on the level that you would experience from doing it the regular way. So now let's talk about the cons that we have to deal with going this route of getting a tattoo using anesthesia. So the first con that I see is booking, scheduling, and availability times. I just see this being very scarce because there's so much that needs to go into all this. It's already hard working with one tattoo artist. Now you got to work with multiple tattoo artists in their schedules. You got to work with an anesthesiologist, their team, their schedules. You got to make sure the supplies are there, the room is available, everything is up to safety standards. There's just so much that needs to go into this, and I see only it being offered a few times. So availability is scarce, and it's going to be very hard to get in to get this done. The next con I see is having a lot of artists and their mixed styles being put into one piece. Now I see there definitely being research done beforehand in terms of making sure one artist's work isn't too far off from another artist's work, but each artist will have their own different look to them. And with that, when you put it into like a big piece, you may be able to see different spots where different artists hit and the other artists hit, because their work is just slightly off in terms of shading and how they do certain things. This con is more towards an artist's perspective, and that is you are now dealing with dead weight. There's no way to get this guy to move. If you want to move, you're gonna have to move him yourself, and you are gonna have to work in more uncomfortable positions because you don't have the ability and the luxury to have them sit up or move into a certain position that you would like them to be in. The next con I got for you is time. I feel like time is of the essence, especially when being put to sleep and being put under. One, because we can't put you to sleep indefinitely. We only have a certain amount of time to work with you, and then also at the same time, we only have a certain amount of time for that artist to really focus, work on you before their art starts to take a hit, before they're checked out, exerted, and all that. The next con is it's going to cost you a lot of money. Simple. It's going to cost you a lot of money to get this done because one, you are paying for the tattoo, and on top of that, you got to pay for all the other stuff in terms of the anesthesiologist, their team. You got to pay for the other artists, the equipment, the room. All of this takes into account and will cost you a lot of money. It may even go from like 10 to 40K depending on how many personnel that you have and need for that room. Now this next con is probably going to be one of everybody's top cons, and that is it is unhealthy, it is dangerous, and it is risky to do this. Now there are things that say that being put to sleep using anesthesia is pretty safe, but at any time you are still putting yourself at risk and in danger when going ahead and doing this route. And a lot of people would say to only use general anesthesia when you really need it, and not for situations like this to just get a tattoo. Now this next con is probably my biggest con, and that is you lose out on the whole overall experience of the tattoo and the journey that you are on. And I don't know about you all, but I love the whole process of slowly seeing the tattoo come to be, talking with the artist, taking breaks, laughing, walking around the shop, getting to know new people. You go to sleep, all that is gone. The next con is you lose out on the opportunity and chance to build and connect with your tattoo artist. I'm going to use me as an example. I've had a lot of time now in the chair with Brandon. We've talked, we've laughed, I know him so well and he knows me so well too. We trust each other, we understand each other, and that only makes it better for the long run for future tattoos because we know where each is at. The next con is you are going to get shit on by a lot of people that believe you need to earn your tattoos through pain. Just go and see the videos that I've done previously on this and go ahead and read the comment section, and you will see for yourself how a lot of people feel and view this method of tattooing. Not a lot of people like it. Now this next con is one I truly do believe in, and that is you will lose out on the opportunity to push yourself and your body, and in that you lose out on the experience of building confidence and self-achievement. Speaking from experience, I love the fact that I know how far I've been able to push my body and myself. I understand it a lot more, I know what to look out for, and I know my limits. And being able to walk out of a tattoo appointment saying, I did it, I pushed myself to the absolute max, I did something I didn't think I would do, is such a confidence booster, and you just feel so good about that. And then the final con is that you cannot escape the healing pains of a tattoo. Believe me, I know these people are hurting after the tattoo is done. Yeah, you were able to get through the whole tattoo appointment without feeling any pain, but when that tattoo is now healing, it hurts. It's swollen, it's red, it's just unbearable to move. And if you're doing large areas like these people are doing, I guarantee you they're going to be in pain. I had my leg done one time and I was not able to walk for a good 3 days because it just hurt so much. And there's also a video here of Little Dirk after he got it done, and we can see that he is in a lot of agony and pain after that whole tattoo, and now that he is healing. So now for my thoughts on all this, like a fish needs water, a tattoo needs pain. And I do think going through and having to deal with the pain of a tattoo is a huge part to the whole overall process and experience of a tattoo. I also do believe that you feel like you've earned or deserved that tattoo a little bit more going through it the old-fashioned way. And then the feeling that you get from pushing yourself, doing something that you didn't think you could do, is the best feeling in the world. But I will say, I don't believe that we should have this old school mindset. I don't think by choosing this route of a painless tattoo that you are undeserving of a tattoo. So the way that I look at it as being put to sleep is literally just like a cheat code for people that want tattoos but do not want to go through and endure with all the pain that is associated with them. If you have the ability and you have the funds and money to do it, do it. As much as I love tattoos and every now and then I do like the pain of a tattoo, I hate the pain when I'm getting tattooed. And if I had the ability and the money to do this, I probably would do it at least once just to see how it is. But that is probably it. I would still continue to go ahead and do this the old traditional way of just enduring it and pushing through. For me, I can't give up those feelings of pushing my body to its limits to see what I'm made of, and the feeling of self-accomplishment after you've done what you thought wasn't possible, and just the overall experience from being in the chair at the shop, talking with the artist, laughing, all that is what makes a tattoo in my eyes, and I wouldn't be able to give all that up. Because if you do go under anesthesia, then you give all that up, and then it does not become worth it in my eyes. Now, I definitely do see this becoming more popular as time goes on, and as people kind of grab onto it. More artists will eventually do this, offer it, and then availability will come more. You'll see a lot more celebrities, athletes, whoever, you know, has a lot of money getting this done. And then eventually when it becomes a little bit more mainstream, we will start seeing more average people like you and me probably get this done as well. But until then, you and me, we just gotta stick it out and do it like we've been doing it. Now, I want you guys to go ahead and like the video to show me that you liked it. Also, I will be hitting 100,000 subscribers very soon, which means I'm getting my hand tattooed to celebrate that. But I also got very big news as well, and that is I am gonna be working on 2023's big project very soon. And I'm gonna say you are gonna be surprised by a lot of things that I am gonna be doing differently with this project. Also, go ahead and comment in the comment section what you think about going under and using anesthesia for a tattoo. Do you think it's cheating? Do you think it's wrong? Or do you think if you have the funds and you have the ability to do it, to do it? Now, I want you guys to go ahead and check out these two videos. It is of Lil Uzi and Lil Durk getting their tattoos done. $200,000, $300,000. Let me know in the comments in that video what you think of the tattoo and if it was worth it or not.